God, good morning. I'm sorry I look like an angry little Irish person. I have some Irish relatives who, through excitement and old magic, still roam upon the earth today, whether they need anything or not. I'm not sure. I'm not as good of a devotee to those ways as I would once like to be. But oh dear Lord, can you feel the vibes? I feel like I started to feel them yesterday. I was already aware of the kind of things that make astrology a little bit like scary at times. It's scary, I think, for me to realize that the planets can affect us and to see the powerlessness on the other side. There's a really beneficial reason to do spiritual practice, and that's because it can help us try to step back and see what's happening and see that the earth is being maybe flooded with beneficial energies that need to be here. And the more that we can step out of the way of that, the better we can feel our normal sort of routine, like of being calm and of feeling okay. Here we're arriving at the duck pond, and some of us are standing in the middle of the road and saying hello. They like to do that. So what's happening? I believe this is a Uranus detail. I believe that it's like Mars is conjuncting with Uranus, and the two both have volatile energies. Volatile meaning not really stabilized. One of them is, fiery fire, and one of them is very energetic air. So Uranus tends to like to shake things up, and it's Mars and Uranus. Uranus tends to shake things up and try to make us think beyond our circle, and Mars likes to bring action into whatever I think like men are from Mars, women are from Venus type of things. Like, if this energy is being overwhelmingly felt by people on the planet who are students of astrology, or if they're really ignorant, like they just don't know, then they might be subject to being really under the influence of these, because they don't have that ability to step back and see themselves as as, you know, as just living beings who can just let the energy flow. So the idea, you know, of the softer and more feminine taking time with each other and being established in that ability to try to make your world reflect your insides it can be a little bit harder during that time, because now you might see a problem and you might start trying to establish that opening, that idea of and, you know, if everybody sees a problem and starts trying to say, oh, well, I want the Venusian way, I want this feminine way, I want this easier, softer way, well, it's not a good time, because the few people who are here on Earth and have been trying to establish that as a way for people haven't gotten much money or much support and have probably been ridiculed. I have had a ton of success with spiritual practice, and however, my love for money and the acts of business that would bring me into a really you know, beneficial period of my life of being able to serve people. It's funny, I just was at Walmart buying a few things, and 4141, my bank card was rejected for that amount. So, you know, maybe I'll go ahead and leave a link, and if you do want to make a donation on my Venmo account, then you can. Otherwise, just be cool, you know, try to feel like fiery energy. My questions for you homework doers are, how do we get from feeling like that fiery energy, like, you know, there's constantly a gun at my head and somebody's always telling me to do something, I got this and that. How do we get from that extreme energy down to like a peaceful place of like, oh, okay, I'm seeing the soft pink pillows. Okay, I'm touching the furry texture on my bath mat. Okay, I'm relaxing and doing some art, and boy, it feels so good just to put a little bit of blue paint on a piece of paper. Okay, now I think I can settle into that vibration. Okay, so let's just find out what it takes for us to stay here on the planet, because, you know, all these planets and our planet are obviously speaking together in a much more powerful way than we know how to speak to one another. So let's get it. Namaste, La Gringuita.